And every time when I get a fearful thought that goes, I don't want to do this because I'm afraid, I'm going to think the other thought. I'm going to run the other thought like a program, because all they are just programs. This program speaks, I'm afraid and people are going to judge me. Then you run this program that says everything's going to be fine. Who cares about what they judge? They can think what they want. Doesn't matter. This runs, this runs. Over time, you start to run this much more often because this one doesn't run as much. Because every time when it does, you run this one. And this one is to go, hey, yeah, that's not true. So be quiet. Oh, right. Yep, this is true. This is true. And then it happens again. Be quiet. All right. And over time, this one stops popping up. And it's just this one. And this one means I can just do what I want. I can express what I want. I don't care about what other people think. Okay. Does that make sense so far? Now, this is just an example. Of course, there can be a lot of this program. And when these negative, fearful, lack programs are running, you need to have an empowering program to come back against it. So this time, anytime when you recognize that this is running, you run this one. When you don't know what to say here, this is a good time to talk about it. What should I say here? This is a good time to go join a coaching call. This is a good time to go, okay, so, I keep thinking this, but I don't have something to come back at. So I know it's not true, but I don't know what else to think. And then someone else go, hey, have you thought about this way? This is called making up reasons program, right? Make up a reason that makes this one not true. All they are just reasons. Just make one up. That's true for you. Okay. Now, that's the first step. Next step. Once this old program, we'll call this negative thinking. Once this negative thinking is not running anymore, and it's just the positive thinking that's running, you now practice shutting down the positive thinking. That's the next step. Why? Remember when we talked about cutting out unnecessary thinking? Right? Remember what happens when we think? Our awareness is focused on just the thoughts that we're having and nothing else. But there's a lot of things that we can be aware of, but we can't be aware of it. We're just focused on this. Remember, if I say, oh, everything is fine. I'm an awesome person. I don't need to believe that I'm a bad person. I'm an awesome person. I'm an awesome person. Everything is fine. Well, this I'm an awesome person is judgment of self. So this judgment of self is always going to keep me in lack. If I need to think positive, that's because I'm aware of negative. If I have to always go, oh, I can do what I want. I don't need to care about other people's judgments. What am I aware of? Other people's judgments. So I'm not truly past it, you see. If I'm past it, why would I need to remind myself of anything? That's the analogy I said earlier. You wake up every morning and go, hey, I'm a woman. Right. Why would you need to remind yourself that? I wake up every morning, I'm a man. Right. You must have some issues with your gender thing. You must not feel like a man. That's why you keep telling me every day that you're a man. Right. You see? So when we need to remind ourselves, that means we are aware of the opposite. We are still lacking something. So the second step is to cut out the positive thinking, the positive reinforcements. You don't need it now. First step is when you have negative thinking, create a positive. Second step, remove the positive. So now what you have is silence in your mind. Okay, and then now you're moving towards self-acceptance.